this stuff. So I get out of the mountains and I was ready to start off my new life. But something else happened as I sat up there in that mountain cabin. I decided that I should leave a path or a trail as to how I got there. How did I retire earlier, 18 years ahead of schedule? And so when I rolled out of the mountains, I rolled out with a little Apple Macintosh computer. All that was in there was the book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I had a rough sketch of a board game called Cash Flow 101. And what I wanted to do was leave behind a trail for anybody who was interested as to what my rich dad taught me about all the things that he taught me so that I could retire early. That's why I wrote the book. And I didn't really expect it to sell. Initially, every book publisher and every bookstore, every distributor turned it down. So this,
You gotta come in. We're gonna have a live stream in the dark, per se. I'm ordering some food, so I'm doing live stream. I'm actually listening. I still have a CD player, so I found this old CD today by Robert Kiyosaki. Right, my rich dad said all of us have the power of choice. I choose to be rich, and I make that choice every day. Let me tell you, some people, whatever your financial situation is, it is by choice. Right, it's a decision. You decide to be wealthy. You just paycheck to paycheck. You decide to these are all decisions, right? Crypto, can I have questions? I don't. My internet went out. Okay, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Um, the world is getting hard right now. Ty, did you look at time freezing? This is why I tell people to, if you have any extra cash, right? Any extra cash, give me a second. Let me pay for this. You all listen to this. How you
yeah.
doing?
And currently, it's sold over 3 million copies. It's in 23 or 29 different languages throughout the world right now. It is going strictly to do was leave behind a trail to tell people what my rich dad taught me about money. So the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a true story. I'm fourth generation Japanese American. I look Japanese, but I don't speak Japanese. So don't
You
come up
too.
to me and practice. I was raised in Hawaii, and my real dad was the head of education for the state of Hawaii. Very smart man. Uh,
Okay, so I'm back. You can listen to Rob Kiyosaki while I was taking care of that. But I've been telling people, even with banks right now and repossession going on, there's a lot of car repos going on right now. I know personally, a lot of car repos going on. My live stream is going in and out. It should be letting me know if it's back in. Oh, you got it ready for me. Thank you. Let me try to back up out of here. Did I look up which one? You were breaking up a bit, but I couldn't hear. Which one side? And let me know if the okay. Let me know if it's still going in and out. I know it went out one time temporarily. If not, I just stop and talk. How's the signal now? Can you all hear me now? If not, I can go home and do this live stream. Is the signal better now? Yes, no, maybe. Can you all hear me now? Can you see me now? Okay, I'm assume I saw somebody. Jeremy said Queen, so I'm assume my signal is good. Okay, it's better. All right. So, um, with this being said, people, China banks are protesting now. Okay, stop real quick and Um, and maybe if I stop driving, it'll stay strong. But China or Chinese or people protesting right now affected about 3,000 people. Has been closed. Their money has been lost. And, just know that the FDIC secures up to $250,000, but you never know what that process is like to get your money back from the banks. And I tell people that history um, doesn't repeat itself often in the same way, but it often rhymes, right? And we've known of bank closures during these times of recession and depression and things like that. And so people, sometimes people will ask me straight up answers and want me to give straight up questions. And I have to tell them I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. But, if you work hard for your money, like, why would you have 100% of it in the bank anyway? Like, you should, and this may sound like financial advice, but it's not. But most people, or some people, I won't say most, but some people that work hard for their money, they don't have 100% of it in the bank. They have it secure somewhere in their home. And I'm not saying stash it under a mattress either, where it's not making money for you. Most rich and wealthy people, they don't use banks. They don't have their money in banks. They don't stash it under mattresses. But they do have their any excessive cash. They have it in an investment that is cash flowing. They have their money working for them, or they have cash stored somewhere, or in order to move it into an investment opportunity that it can work for them. They always position their money to work harder for them than they work for the money. So, about 2 years ago, before this pandemic even happened anyway, there were only 40% of Americans that had $400, I think, in savings. So now you got more repossessions going on. I think Washington, D.C. is the number one state for repossessions. You have like Louisiana, uh, Mississippi in the top 10. I can't remember right off the top of my head, but a lot of repossessions are coming. And people, when people have repossessions, that means there are bad bank loans that are out there, right, that will be in default, which will put the banks in situation as well to where it is not functional. We all know that banks only make their money from lending money against a product like a house or vehicles, right? Or even personal loan where you become their asset. So that's the only way that banks stay operable or stay in business, by lending money, whether it's on paper, right? And so, with that being said, these are times now that if you do have extra money saved, um, and you don't need just cash on hand, people are investing it, and it may be a small portion into cryptocurrency, and a other portion into silver. Most middle class Americans are not investing in gold because it's $1,800 an ounce. Neither are they investing in Bitcoin because it's $20 for one Bitcoin, right? And so, even with cryptocurrency, make sure that your crypto is stored up, not your keys, not your crypto on a cold wallet. Get it off of the exchanges, because there's a lot of crypto broker accounts that have gone bankrupt, and people money is stuck in that as well. Like Voyager is one, and Celsius. And so, the only thing that the government is offering those people is, a tax write off. And, most people, want their money, which they should, but more than that, they want their assets. So make sure that you are okay, get better. Make sure that you have your cryptos in exchange and not broker account first and foremost, and then make sure you store it in a cold wallet. So, China is protesting 3,000 people affected by this bank closure, loss of funds. Don't know if they can recover their money, if they ever will. And so, you do want to take heed of what's going on in China during this great reset. And people, this is why I've been telling people, get your assets together, get your assets together for the reset. You do not have to be a part of this recession, aka depression, if you plan properly and if you maximize your paycheck, or if you're a small business owner, if it's like 5 months left where you can add the 470 plus tax deduction so you can get back more taxes if you're a small business owner and employee from the government. So, in any way that you can decrease your taxable income and increase your taxes outcome, right, and save thousands of taxes for a very inexpensive investment, then if you're open to doubling the money that you're already making and increasing your credit scores, if that's what you need as well, or maybe you just want to double your money if your credit is good, text cash flow to the number on the screen. Second part, let's get about into precious metals. Visit my website. You get free silver for visiting that website. It's queenofcoinsilver.com. You get a free 1 ounce purity silver if you are interested in also investing in silver as a part of this great reset. But Dave Ramsey told a caller that called in that asked about what to do with their gold. The caller had got married out of India, and in India, it is tradition that at weddings that you gift with physical gold. They're real big on gold. In India is a country that has the biggest gold holdings. Um, and so this caller had about $50,000 worth of gold at a wedding. And Dave Ramsey said to hold on it for a year and then convert it back into cash. And this type of thinking, I never understand this type of thinking because the way cash is devaluing, like, why would you trade in God's money for government's money? The rich and wealthy people that have physical gold never trade it back in for cash, but most middle class persons, they have that mindset. I can't wait to gold reach. This is just a number, $10,000, so I can go and get government's money. And so, even if you listen to Rob Kiyosaki, he tells you he would never sell his gold or convert it back into cash. So this is how I teach middle class how to become millionaires. And I tell them, listen, you might not be at $1,800 an ounce for silver, right? You may not have but $5,000 or $10,000 to invest. You can't afford one Bitcoin, and you can't really uh, change your life financially by buying 5 ounces of gold if you have $10,000. So what you can do is convert your dollars that extra, if you have investing income. That's number one. That's number one. Like, look at how much do I have extra to invest. That's number one. And if you don't want to study crypto, which is, I think, a great return on your investment, or you just want some tangible money from God in the event that when this great reset happens, that cash is no longer being accepted, and you have that tangible um, money that stores and everything will take, then silver is the answer, I believe, and I stress for the middle class. What I would have told that viewer was, no, you don't ever sell your gold for depreciating, um, that's losing its purchasing power, like a paper dollar. That's number one. If you're going to convert your gold and silver into anything, Allow it to be a cash flowing asset, not a depreciating asset. Cash is the lowest yielding asset that it is. So in essence, the same thing I tell people with cryptocurrency. If you're going to convert it over to something, get into cash flowing real estate. Just like gold and silver is God's money, is not a commodity like Dave Ramsey suggests. It is God's money. Real estate is also God's land. God is not making any more real estate. So to me, with cryptocurrency and um, gold, silver, those are the best things to convert it over to if you're going to do it. I do see that real estate will be much cheaper in the next upcoming months, right? And so, with that being said, why silver? Why now? Why silver? Why now? Is because we're having a currency system reset, and gold and silver is going to be used to reset the currency system. This hasn't been done with gold and silver since 1933 depression, and we're having a new digital currency system with cryptocurrency. So if you want that crypto education course, so you can know what blue chip cryptos to invest in, you can text crypto to 331-444-5556. It's crypto to 331-444-5556. I tell people make sure you have your 4 C's in place during these times. I'm gonna say five, right? This thought just came to me. 5 C's in place. Your cash flow, your credit, your crypto, your coins by means of silver coins, and your canned goods. 5 C's, because canned goods have longer shelf life. Yes, they have high sodium, but they have long shelf life. And as um, the president has already announced that there will be a food famine, we're going to see biblical times begin. People, we're seeing 33 in 2023. These are This is not 2008 recession. This is a total system reset. So you have to know what assets to get that are recession proof, aka depression proof. Canned goods, please have some good waters too. HTO, cryptocurrency, blue chips crypto. I think my Wi-Fi is going in and out, so I'm gonna end this. People, you should not be investing if you're not positive cash flow. You got to solve their problems. And if you need positive cash flow and credit first, then text that number on the screen. Again, you get a free 1 ounce of silver just for visiting my website, queenofcornsilver.com. And since my Wi-Fi is bad anyway, I'm logging out. But hit the like button and share this on Facebook and like this on YouTube. Thank you all. Thank you, crypto family. Thank you all, TD Freelancer and Todd. Thanks, and Nana, right? And thank you all for tuning in. Queen out.